Today's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna do live commentary because I don't have time to stream before I have to sleep since I will be doing the day one dungeon when it comes out. But what this also means is that I can show you guys some things while playing. First of all, if you've actually just played PvP, you know that Radiant Dance Machine is very broken right now. But I like to use it with DMT over the last word. And it's because of what I'm going to show you. Of course, there are other things that I can do, which I will also show. And it will include something like this, Time Warren's Wayfarer. I thought a Radiant Dance Machine only worked when you're hip firing. But Final Blows with any primary returns dodge energy, which is where it's really broken. Because if it's only hip fire, then at least you could only really use this with Last Word or Dead Man's Tale. But you can put on something like Ace of Spades and constantly have Radiant dodge and almost two-tap everyone. Another great thing with Radiant Dance Machines, it gives you 30 mobility. At least that's what everyone's been telling me. It says here, hip fire mobility, which I assume is at all times as long as you're not aiming down sights. Which means whenever I do ADS, my strafe speed will decrease by 30 mobility. Another great weapon to run with it is Lodestar, because when you hip fire, it shoots like a trace rifle. And it feels incredibly well with this exotic. What I'm trying to say is essentially just Radiant Dance Machine is very broken. And really what I'm wondering on it is how many people is going to be using it. Because I feel like most people will. I guess I'm wrong. Oh, huh? Okay, there's one. Okay, there's one other user with the dance machines on. Oh my god, wait, that's sick! Dude, I forgot about the Star Wars sets. These sets are so fucking goated, by the way. Yeah, so essentially, all I really like to do is just run somewhere really stupid. See if I can get this. Hold up. My mouse wheel wasn't bound to any binds, so now it's actually bound to jump how it's normally. Oh my god. The thing that I really like is that DMT feels so accurate now. Which is what I really like about it. It feels like DMT is accurate from the hip. Maybe the aim assist is a little bit too much. Because I feel like aiming is now really a necessary, essentially. There's people everywhere. I need to get outside without dying. That's my #1 goal. I just want to see if I can pull this off. See, that's the thing people don't realize about a lot of my videos, and there's a reason I just put them into a lot of clips, is because playing this way is not very effective if I want to play well. As you see right there, that guy took a little while before he spotted me, but it's more when it works, and it's very funny. You can only pull the same move so many times in one game until everyone knows. Which is why whenever something does work, it's a lot better. What the? Okay, if I wasn't missing every bullet, that would have been way better. Another thing I can do is put on Time Warren. And this is why this exotic is really good. It's because I get my dodge back from every single primary kill. Oh, I understand what he's doing now. He has line rampants and just jumping in the air and floating. That's pretty cool. I mean, the spots you can get in are really good. Just some of them are a little bit of a wasted potential. Because now I'm on their side of the map, okay. I don't want to be the biggest Debbie Downer, but one thing I really don't like playing against is that pulse rifle specifically. Because it's the same as a trace rifle, and it's constant flinch all the time. Playing once every once in a while is nice, but having them in every single game gets a little bit tedious. Especially when there's multiple of them. That's just a personal thing, though. I understand if people think it's super fun to play with, I just don't like playing against it. It's mainly my thing. I'm still too high. But this thing does 2-tap with high ground procced. But again, I prefer playing with DMT. I think it's more of a fun gun. Because of how accurate it is. It is kind of insane. Holy whiff. See? This is why it's tethered right there, by the way. Wait, how many bullets does that thing have? I haven't actually used the exotic itself. I'll put it on for next game, because I kind of want to try it now. I don't know, I think there's definitely a little bit of ability spam for sure. I'm not even gonna wait for next game. I'm just gonna do this. What? Because I've yet to use it, so I don't actually know how good it is. There was 2 of them. But for what I just witnessed, this seems incredibly powerful. And what I can do, I'll do it for next game. I'll fix my mods up too, so they're better for this setup. For it being 7 in the morning, I'm surprised matchmaking is kind of fast. Now, the question is how many of the gooners are on the boots. I'm surprised not more people are. There's a lot of traces, but I haven't seen many boots. Just one. I think it's the same guy from last game too. I guess I'm in the golden time to play. Okay, never mind. I guess this thing is ass. Oh, another gun I'm gonna make a video on soon is going to be Lawrence. This gun is obnoxious. This gun is obnoxious. Yeah, they're everywhere. I couldn't decide on who to go for there. I didn't know if I should turn around or if the guy was gonna push me. I think that is kind of what makes it so good though, right there. I have so much ammo. It does so much damage from so far away. I can't really notice any damage fall off. Like, if I can start hitting headshots a little bit more, I feel like hitting headshots while, like, trying to kill him from so far away is not really worth it. But if I did, I could definitely go for a lot more than just 2 guys at the same time. There I had some fall off. I was only hitting over 13 instead of 15. This gun is really obnoxious. Oh, never mind. 13 is base. This thing is really obnoxious. I don't. That's literally all I can say. I'm gonna do one more game with this thing. But honestly, I just enjoy playing with DMT more. I feel like it's more fun. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like the problem with this trace is gonna get boring really fast, mainly because of how obnoxious that is. That might just be me though, personally. Like, I don't know. I'm also really tired of playing against it. Because it's, I don't know, I just don't think it's fun. It's the same thing with how I don't like playing against pulse rifles and auto rifles. It's both. Depending on how you look at it. I don't actually know what the exotic traits are for this thing though. Dealing arc damage from any source aligns the battery's coils. When alignment is complete, press R to discharge to safety, and hipfire starlight beam to apply jolt to any target that's damaged for a short while. Aim down sights to slow the rate which the battery drains. Interesting. So I could have actually been doing more damage than I was. That's interesting. I should just need to remember to alt fire with it. No radiant dance machines. And Solitude again. That's kind of crazy. I actually like Solitude, especially in 3v3. I'm not the biggest fan of Collision, but the one map I really like Collision on is Solitude. The problem is with Collision is the spawns are really messy, and I feel like you are getting RNG'd most of the time when you play Collision. Unless you're just completely dominating the enemy. But if it's a very close game, RNG is going to sway in a lot, which is kind of unfortunate, because I hate that RNG has to play into a factor, but if that's the game we are forced on, then I guess that's just how we have to play. I would much rather like Rift, but Rift has the same exact problem as Collision for comp. It's the spawns. It's always the spawns that's the problem. And I feel like that's another thing Bungie hasn't really thought about. Honestly, I would love to see the game mode countdown. Normal countdown, not countdown rush. Just normal countdown. Come back and into comp. I think that would be really cool to see. Oh, I see my charge there, yeah. What a weird way of the gun feeling. It honestly felt more inaccurate there. No! I definitely think this is very obnoxious, personally. This doesn't even feel fair in the slightest. Oh, I actually missed there, that sucks. And since I have the boots on, I can kind of slack down on the tracking too, because I get more aim assist, more range. That's another thing that makes Lucky Pen so good. Ooh, there's a lot of people in spawn. Yeah, we mercied them so fast. I don't know what to say. This gun is good. The gun plus Radiant Dance Machines makes it so incredibly powerful. I'll do one more game on DMT, and then I'll think I'm gonna call it. These games are pretty interesting, but DMT is where I like to do the fun. I like to try to get in wacky spots so I can catch my enemies off guard, which is why I run this instead. Sears Plaza is the last map. This is gonna be an interesting one. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make use of how good DMT is longer range. Maybe I can get in some goofy spots up at the skybox, but besides that, I think I'm gonna get hit by the turnback zone too much. And you know, once they figure out, it's kind of over. It makes it worse if nobody moves and everyone just stays inside, because then I won't be able to actually catch people in awkward spots. Now I can't aim, holy. I should have looked at my radar. I would go, what? That's why I don't use the healing auto. I get way too obsessed with trying to heal people over and over. It took him a while to find me. I don't know, I think it's really goofy. And that's kind of what makes it fun. Wow, that hurts. It's just so strange. The gun itself is just so strange. It feels like this should have been something that would have been in the game already, but hasn't been until now. It feels very Destiny-like, but it just feels a little bit too overtuned. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's kind of the point. And especially with how Radiant Dance Machine works, man. It just feels illegal. It just feels illegal. Anyway, the role I use for DMT is this. It's a pretty mid roll, but I'm using it mainly because I'm using lucky Radiant Dance Machines. And it makes it feel incredibly well. Well, Radiant Dance Machines is broken. And I did not want to use Last Word, mainly because I feel like it would get... I did use Last Word, but I feel like if I was only using Last Word for this video, it would get a little bit boring. DMT is a good example of how it should pair well. Last Word and Lodestar is a bad example of how they shouldn't, because it's a little bit too much. And I think something they need to do is maybe adjust the range. If not, they also need to make this only on hipfire kills. I feel like whenever you get any primary kill, it's a little bit too strong. And that's where it's also really broken. Because I just saw how many dodges I had up all the time. But then again, that wouldn't change anything because of the way these two guns interact with each other. They're all hipfire guns. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, it's a little bit different from normal, but if you enjoyed it, and I hope you like and subscribe, and I might start posting more of these specific type of videos